Antoine Prosper, representative of the French ambassador to the OACS, Madame Christiane Bourgeois, representatives of the following embassies, Republic of China, Taiwan, and Venezuela, joining virtually, the Permanent Secretary acting in the Department of Education, Innovation, and Vocational Training, Mr. Kendall Kodra, the Chief Education Officer in the Department of Education, Innovation, and Vocational Training, Ms. Beverly Diodone, Secretary General in the St. Lucian National Commission for UNESCO, and the National Correspondent for the Francophonie region, Ms. Marcia Symphoria, family of the late Leonard Robinson, especially his mother, Joan George, and siblings, Samantha George, Augusta Dollar, Stacy George Charles, and Alista George, heads of departments in the Ministry of Education, education officers, curriculum officers, and staff of Camdu, heads of local associations and organizations, principals, teachers, students, friends, and well-wishers joining both virtually and in person. Buenas tardes. Bonjour. Good afternoon. Je m'appelle Monsieur Sam Edevic et je suis prof de français et espagnol grâce à Monsieur Robinson. Et je suis aussi le maître de cérémonie, l'animateur cet après-midi. Mi nombre es Sam Edevic, profesor de francés y español, debido a señor Leonard Robinson. Y hoy yo soy también el maestro de ceremonia esta tarde. English. My name is Mr. Sam Ludovic, French and Spanish teacher, thanks to Mr. Leonard Robinson. And this afternoon I will serve as your master of ceremony for this special occasion. Let me take this time to say to you, welcome, welcome one, welcome all. Let us begin with, of course, a word of prayer. And to do this, I invite Sister Rufina Donat.
Thank you, kindly stand. In the name of the Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit, amen. And I read from the Gospel of Matthew. Come to me, all you who labor and are overburdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am meek and humble of heart, and you will find rest for yourselves. For my yoke is easy and my burden light. Let us pray. Lord God, you are compassion and love. Our loved one, Leonard, has been called home to you. Welcome him into the love of heaven. Console us in our loss and make us truly grateful for all he was to us in life. Fill these moments, now empty with his loss, with your love and care. We ask this prayer through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Please stand for the national anthem of St. Lucia. Sons and daughters of St. Lucia, love the land that gave us birth, land of beaches, hills and valleys, fairest isle of all the earth. Wheresoever you may roam, love, oh love, our island home. Gone the times when nations battled for this Helen of the West. Gone the days when strife and discord deemed her children's toil and rest. Dawned at last a brighter day, stretches out our glad new way. May the good Lord bless our island, guard her sons from war and harm. May our people live united, strong in soul and strong in arm. Justice, truth, and charity, our ideals forever be. Thank you. Please be seated. At this time, I invite Ms. Giannetti George to do for us the welcome remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Udovic. Glorious afternoon, everyone. Protocol having been established, please permit me to adopt. Thank you. So, welcome, everyone. Bienvenue. Welcome. Thank you, all of you, for being here today, for coming together to celebrate the life of our dear friend and colleague, Leonard Robbie Robinson. Today is not a day of sorrow, but a day of joy, laughter, and remembrance, just as Robbie would have wanted. We gather here not to mourn, but to honor the incredible person he was, full of energy, laughter, and a zest for life that was contagious to everyone around him. Robbie was the kind of person who lit up a room when he walked into it, and you can all attest to that. He had a way of making the most ordinary day feel special, and his spirit truly lives in each of us who had the privilege of knowing him. Today, we celebrate the joy, the kindness, and the warmth he brought into our lives. Whether it was through his humor, his unwavering support, or his ability to bring people together, look how he brought us together today. Although he is no longer with us in body, his legacy of love, laughter, and friendship will remain forever in our hearts. So, let us take this time to share stories, reflect on the memories that made us smile, and embrace the vibrant energy that he brought to each day. Together, we'll honor him by living as he did, with laughter, joy, and a deep appreciation for every moment. Let us make this celebration of the wonderful life he led and the many ways he touched each of us. So thank you again and welcome for being here. Let's enjoy the joyous occasion as a true reflection of Leonard Arthur Jamal Robinson, Robbie, and his amazing life. Welcome and thank you.
And to echo the words of Ms. George to the Hispanophone and Francophone population, hoy nos reunimos no solo para llorar la pérdida de un ser querido, sino también para celebrar el amor, las risas y los recuerdos que nos dejó. Es un momento para reflexionar, compartir historias y encontrar fuerza en nuestra reunión. Alors aujourd'hui, mesdames et messieurs, nous sommes réunis non seulement pour pleurer la perte d'une personne chère, mais aussi pour célébrer l'amour, les rires et les souvenirs qu'il nous a laissés. C'est un moment de réflexion, de partage d'histoire et de renforcement mutuel. And to begin with this moment of reflection and sharing of stories, we shall have a slide presentation by his family. Please turn your attention to the screen to my back.
Make I go love you tender, tender, oh, tender, oh. My love the eternal, eternally, eternally, eternally. I love you for eternity. Oh, my love the eternal, eternally, eternally, eternally. I love you for eternity.
Just raise up your glass, point it to the sky. Make a toast to your fallen friends. Legends never die. This one for the fallen veterans. Yeah, this one for all the veterans. So put your hand up to the sky. The spirits of the fire. Yeah, legends never die. Your hands to the sky. The spirits of the fly. Yeah, legends never die.
Tout le monde, ouais, j'ai payé en femme, ouais, elle fait 6 man, ouais, la où j'ai payé, ouais, on est pour faire comme ça, nous qu'à faire bay pat, tout le monde, now, touchez tes coups, ouais, touchez ta langue,
straight off the jumbo jet, straight from the airport, straight in the fit. Straight off the jumbo jet, hey, straight off the jumbo jet, straight off the jumbo jet, hey, straight off the plane. Fed tonight and wine like rain. We come to party straight off the plane. All my nice clothes going get stained. We come to party straight off the plane. Need a cold drink to cool my brain. We come to party straight off the plane. Fed tonight and wine like rain. We come to party straight off the plane. Hey, I drop in my luggage tomorrow because I don't check in online. Yes, time is a thing can borrow. And today I want me full grind. wine. All tonight is drinks. We got friends and we got to link. Got to know what the hot girl think. I got money and I ain't come to drink.
Double M. Look, I done book me flight. Tell me friends and family I'm coming. Hey, boy, the suitcase packed tight. As soon as the plane touch down, we pumping. And if you hear them, welcome, welcome, welcome to the land of Calypso. I see that you touched down, well done, well done. I hope that you're more than fit and ready, cause it's real rum, real vibes. Soon as I touch the first one,
And let we all have fun. Hey, hey, hey. Jump and let them see love and unity. One big family togetherness. Yeah. Jump and let them see love and unity. One big family togetherness. Wine and let them see love and unity. One big family togetherness. Wine and let them see love and unity. One big family togetherness. What is the word? What is the word? What is the word? What is the word? What's the let me see your face. Show me. Come on. Hey, what's the let me see your face. Show me. Put it up. Now jump. Jump and let them see love and unity. One big family togetherness. Jump and let them see love and unity. One big family togetherness. Let me see ya. Wine and let them see love and unity. One big family togetherness. Wine and let them see love and unity. In the water, 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 in the water. Now knock. Wet. Don't Charlie wet. Don't Charlie wet. Don't Charlie wet. Don't Charlie.
Qui j'en ai fait, pas qu'à comprendre, ça qu'a vu comme si pas ni problème. Pourtant, ça femme, la vie, la reine, qui j'en ai fait pour que ça kembe. Sous place, c'est ça le médicament nourri. Sous place, c'est ça le médicament nourri. Pas de connaître, c'est que la ça, pas moins qu'on la point de ça comprendre. Pas moins qu'on la. Pourquoi saisir si jamais je m'en tombé malade? Sous place, c'est ça le médicament nourri. 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 Si c'est ça même, on nous oublie. On nous voit. Mi comme ça. Mi comme ça. Mi comme ça. Mi comme ça. 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 Sous place, c'est ça le médicament nourri. Sous place, c'est ça le médicament nourri. Sous place, c'est ça le médicament nourri. Sous place, c'est ça le médicament nourri.
En malade, en malade, en malade, en malade, en malade, en malade.
Sous place, c'est ça le médicament nourri. 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 Qui j'en ai fait.
A true testimony of live the life you love and love the life you live. Just got a message from Miss Sally Mohammed, who expressed her, first of all, condolences and excuses for not being here today. And she asked me to inform the audience that Lenny was indeed one of her true friends. And to him, she was always and will ever be his forever Trini gal, his Trini Sal. So that's coming from Sally Mohammed all the way in the US. To continue with our tributes this afternoon, I invite a student from the Corinth Secondary School, Miss Marisa Louis, to do for us a poem.
Demain de l'aube, par Victor Hugo. Demain de l'aube, à l'heure où blanchit la campagne, je partirai. Vois-tu, je sais que tu m'attends. Je ne demeurerai pas loin penser. Oh. Je ne puis demeurer loin de toi plus longtemps. Je marcherai, les yeux fixés sur mes pensées, sans rien voir au-dehors, sans un temps aucun bruit, seul, inconnu, le dos courbé, les mains croisées, triste, et le jour pour moi sera comme la nuit. Je ne regarderai ni l'eau du soir qui tombe, ni les voiles au loin descendant vers à fleur. Et quand j'arriverai, je mettrai sur ta tombe un bouquet de ouvriers et de bruyères en fleurs. Demain de l'aube par Victor Hugo.
Merci beaucoup, Madame Louis et votre collègue. Applaudissez une fois de plus. Leonard's legacy touched the wider St. Lucian diaspora and reached further into the regional, international region. And so today we'll hear from persons locally and also internationally, as we have persons joining us virtually. That was not meant to rhyme. At this point, I invite various education officials to deliver tributes, beginning with the Chief Education Officer, Ms. Beverly Diodone, followed by a tribute from Camdu.
Protocol having been established, let me recognize the presence of our Parliamentary Secretary, Dr. Pauline Antoine Prosper, our Permanent Secretary, Mr. Kendall Kodra, all our education officers present, other officials of Department of Education, especially Camdu, family, friends, invited guests, principals, teachers, students, good afternoon. Today, we honor the extraordinary life and professional legacy of Mr. Leonard Arthur Jamal Robinson, a man whose steadfast dedication to education and passion for modern languages have left an enduring footprint on our schools and in our hearts. For 24 years, Mr. Robinson devoted himself to the noble pursuit of shaping minds and nurturing hearts, using languages as both a tool and a bridge to understanding. His illustrious career was marked by an unrelenting commitment to excellence and an innovative vision of how French, Spanish, Mandarin, and Creole should be taught in our schools. Leonard's journey as an educator began in the classroom, where he shared his passion for French and Spanish with the students at the then Vide-Bouteille Secondary School, now renamed the Patricia D. James Secondary. He later brought his expertise to the St. Mary's College and the St. Joseph's Convent, creating classrooms that were much more than places of instruction. They were vibrant spaces where students explored the richness of culture and the transformative power of language. Leonard firmly believed that mastering a language unblocked opportunities, deepened understanding, and forged connections across boundaries. In May of 2012, Leonard embraced a new chapter in his career as the curriculum officer for modern languages at Camdu. This role became a canvas for his creative genius and tireless dedication. He not only strengthened the teaching of French and Spanish, but also championed the introduction of Mandarin, and he lent his support to the inclusion of Creole in the curriculum. Recognizing the importance of global and cultural awareness, he worked to prepare students for an interconnected world, celebrating the heritage that shaped their identities. Leonard's collaborations with the French, Venezuelan, and Taiwanese embassies, as well as the Alliance Française, exemplified his vision of education as a pathway to cultural diplomacy. Leonard's passion for languages and culture was truly unparalleled. To him, language was far more than a subject. It was a gateway to empathy, collaboration, and shared humanity. Every teacher he mentored, every initiative he spearheaded, and every out-of-country immersion school tour which he organized was a testament to his dedication to fostering cultural appreciation and broadening horizons. His passing has created a void in the education fraternity that words can scarcely capture. Leonard was not just a colleague, he was a visionary, a mentor, a motivator, and a cherished friend. His warmth, humility, and steadfast commitment to his craft inspired all who had the privilege of knowing him. Leonard Robinson was, without doubt, an educator par excellence. As we honor his memory today, let us pledge to carry forward his legacy. And let us ensure that his vision of education as a medium where students not only learn languages, but gain a deeper appreciation of cultures, guide and inspires. Leonard, your light will shine forever. May you rest in perfect peace, secure in the knowledge that your work, your passion, and your legacy will live on in the hearts and minds of all those you touched.
Mr. Robinson, Leonard, Rompe, Lenny, was a worker at the Curriculum and Material Development Unit, Camdu. And so at this point, we have a special video presentation from the team at Camdu.
On ka préditer, on ka parler, on ka oui, et bien après on ka y dormir, à coucher.
That 12th day in the 12th month of 2024 is a day that will forever be etched in our minds and hearts. The news of the sudden passing of our colleague and dear friend, Leonard Robbie Robinson, hit us like a ton of bricks, the impact of which reverberated throughout our education system and far afield. Robbie was a person whose passion for curriculum development in French, Spanish, Mandarin, and Creole truly shone in everything he did. His dedication to fostering a love for languages, cultures, and education inspired all who had the privilege to work with him. Not only was Robbie a brilliant professional, but he was also someone we could always rely on. His commitment to his work and his team was unwavering, and his dependable nature made him a pillar of support for all of us. Whether collaborating on a project, offering insightful feedback, chairing the social committee, or sharing his love for travel and discovering new cultures, Robbie's presence was always uplifting and positive. I will cherish all the time we spent together, at work and out of work. Every moment was memorable. It is for those reasons that we should take comfort from Romans 12:12. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. 12:12. Perhaps a message from Robbie from the great beyond. Though he's no longer with us, his legacy lives on in the many lives he touched. Through the curriculums he shaped and developed, the knowledge he imparted, and the friendships and connections he built. We will miss his wisdom, his generosity of spirit, and his passion for what he believed in. Rest in peace, Robbie. Rest in peace. You will always be remembered.
The passing of Mr. Robinson has deeply shocked and saddened me. It is a loss that has left an undeniable void in all of our hearts. As a former colleague, I can attest to the fact that we worked exceptionally well together. In my role as his supervisor, I never had any issues with him. He was a model professional, dedicated, reliable, and always willing to go the extra mile. I came to know him not just as a colleague, but also as a friend and even as family, especially given that his mother's family comes from my own community. His passing is an irreplaceable loss, not only to those of us who knew and loved him, but also to the education system, where his contribution and passion has left an indelible mark. It is with great regret that I will not be able to attend his funeral, as I'm currently out of state. However, my thoughts and prayers are very much with his family, friends, and the Camdu family during this difficult time. To his mother, his family, his friends, and everyone mourning his loss, I extend my heartfelt condolences. I hope you find solace in the cherished memories of his life and the impact he had on those around him. May his soul find eternal rest and peace.
I knew Robbie for approximately 12.92 years. I started off at Camdu on the 1st of February 2012, and Robbie was basically the initiation. He was the initiator, at Camdu. He allowed me to see the ropes of the runnings of the unit, and we actually sat in the same office space at the Mon. Robinson introduced me to mostly every single school on island. He was literally the tag. So most times he would synchronize our schedules and visit schools together. About 7 years ago, we got to find out that we are actually related. That's through the Saltibus connection. And I think that's what brought us much closer together. Robbie would call me at any time of night, or I would call him. So if I had an issue, I would call on Robbie. So he was my confidant, he was my counselor, he was literally my work best friend. Robinson was, is, because for me he's still there in spirit, one of the most genuine persons that you can come across. He left nothing to be desired, and what you saw was what you actually got, and that was Robbie Lenny, as he was affectionately known to me. I will miss him. It's a bit difficult to transition to the next dimension for me here at Camdu, because coming to work meant that, that loud laughter, those conversations before I actually begin work on a morning or an afternoon, whenever it is that he comes in. And of course, those trips down the coast. So for me, Robbie ultimately was the human. He was ultimately the genuine individual. His values epitomize what any individual would like in a friend. So for Robbie, I know that heaven has gotten a wonderful angel, and those laughters, as well as those moments here at the unit will be dearly missed.
The great William Shakespeare equates our mortal life to a theatrical journey. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. Robbie played many parts. He played the role of colleague, mentor, and friend. In the last 2 years, we worked side by side as curriculum officers. It was truly a collaboration of languages. He was the canvas on which ideas, themes, concept notes, strategies were developed and refined. He reassured me, kept me focused, and entertained. It was a draft national policy and the Creole curriculum project which saw us working closely together. He loved languages and intellectual discourse. Mi beau quitte philosophe. Though he was an academic, he was humble and walked among men. A gentle giant, a happy spirit-led soul. We sang of faithfulness in posthumous conditions, but my dear friend was faithful to the end. Faithful to languages, faithful to the plight of the struggling student, faithful to fairness and justice. You have inspired me with your devotion to life and work. Sleep well, my friend. Sleep well.
I knew Robbie from primary school, but I really got to know him when I began working at Camdu in 2015. When we moved to this new building, we got even closer because we sat right next to each other. As a matter of fact, when I would come in, because he was usually there before me, I would say, "Good morning, neighbor. How are you doing, neighbor?" For me, Robbie was the ultimate collaborator. He was always willing to share his thoughts, his ideas. He always had something to share with you regarding your work, even if it had nothing to do with his work. Robbie, for me, was a special person. He was kind, he was loving, he was always friendly. He epitomized what a human being should be and should do. I will always remember him fondly, especially his sense of humor. I think this is the one thing that I will forever miss when I think about him. He would always have some joke to share from the internet. He would always be like, "Selma, come and see that. Look at this." And you would, once he was around, you were sure to laugh. He was very social. As a matter of fact, he would arrange our social activities here. And I don't think they will ever be the same. So I want to say, and I'm sure I speak the same as everyone, there is nothing that you could see negatively about Robbie, and I will miss him forever.
Since Robbie's passing, a number of things have been said about him. We've been reminded of how smart he was, how friendly he was, how funny he was. These things are all accurate. Robbie was a wonderful human being. He was a colleague. He was a friend. I can't even imagine Robbie not walking through the office again, greeting everyone as he came in, calling everybody by their nicknames. I think I will remember Robbie's humility. Robbie didn't brag about what he did, where he'd been, the things that he accomplished. He was with everybody. He treated everybody like a friend. I'm incredibly grateful that our paths crossed. I'm incredibly grateful that we were able to share part of our journey with each other. His journey was short, but it was incredibly impactful. I'd like to express my condolences again to his family, in particular his mother. He loved his mother greatly, talked about her all the time. I know it's a difficult time for them, and so I pray for God's comfort as they go through this difficult period. For me, I will always remember Robbie Like I said, he was a colleague, he was a friend, and I feel blessed to have known him, and I know that he lived a full life. So rest in perfect peace, my friend.
Robbie, you've been like a role model to me. You've been like a father to me. You've been the world to me. Rest in peace. I love you so much.
Robbie. Always the life of the party. I can always remember him coming into the office and making me feel very good about being at Camdu. He was one who always reminded me that language is very, very special. And although I had already learned that, I think Robbie reinforced that every day he came in, and he would deliberately find something to tell me in one of his languages, even if I understood or I did not understand. Moi savais n'importe ça, moi dit en n'importe langue, moi dit on dit Robbie qui écouter et puis qui comprendre ça moi dit. Robbie, we will miss you dearly at Camdu. Te extrañamos mucho. We will definitely have a space for you at Camdu in all our days. Woman Hui Xingyan Huida. We will miss you dearly at Camdu, Robbie. You were a major part of us. Rest peacefully.
Leonard Robinson, or as I called him Robbie, was a wonderful person who lit up the office or any other place whenever he walked in. The world has lost an incredible human being. I first met Robbie when I started teaching at St. Mary's College. He sat across me in the staff room, and though we were in separate departments, he being in languages and I in math and science, he still guided me through my learning curve while I was there. We went out on many adventures while at SMC because, of course, with Robbie, it's always a great time. Fast forward 12 years, and he was encouraging me to apply for this job at Camdu. And when I finally got through, he again sat next to me in the office and helping me through it once more. I surely will miss my neighbor, but I will remember him every time I laugh or smile at work or anywhere else. I will still hear his voice encouraging me through the difficult times and praising me for my little successes. Goodbye, Robbie, and may your soul rest in eternal peace.
Although I only spent 1 year with Robbie, I can say that he was very welcoming. Robbie was one of the first persons to welcome me into the Camdu family. Nothing was ever too much for him to do. Rest in perfect peace, Robbie.
Mr. Robinson was a nice person, a very friendly person. One thing I cannot say nothing about him. He was such a nice, very friendly person to me. Whenever he comes on morning, he will always come and say, Terence, good morning. I hope you don't do them nothing last night. I hope you don't beat the man, eh? Okay? So it's time for y'all to get married. You're always there with him. I loved the way you're moving, but Mr. Robinson was always there. Whenever you're down, that's one person you can go to. Whatever problem you have, he will bring you back up on your feet. And I will miss him a lot. Rest in peace, Robbie. We love you.
I know you're shining down on me from heaven, like so many friends we lost along the way. And I know eventually we'll be together once we dare.
The Camdu team. I was informed that the washrooms close to the school's canteen are functional in case you want to you know, yes. The video tribute ended in song, and it reminded me that en Spanish, la música tiene una forma única de tocar nuestros corazones y conectarnos entonces nuestras almas. En este momento invitamos a una señorita de Miku Secondary, la escuela secundaria de Miku, para una interprétation musicale. En français, la musique a une capacité unique de toucher nos cœurs et de nous connecter, désolé. Nous invitons maintenant une madame du collège Miku pour nous donner une intermède musicale. And for the Anglophone population, music has a very unique way of connecting us and touching our hearts. And so right now we invite a teacher from the Miku Secondary School to do for us a musical rendition.
Permit me to song. Leonard, anytime he saw me, he would say, Chatwell Magritte. For those of you who don't know, yes, I'm a Chatwell Magritte. And when I got in here, I was greeted by Mr. Bachelor as with Vive la Marguerite. So let me say, Vive la Marguerite. Hello, we're not doing any Laros here. When you think of Leonard, the first thing you do is smile. He was a vibrant, larger-than-life person with a booming, contagious laugh and a sharp sense of humor. He had the remarkable ability to twist and turn words into something funny. He could find the silver lining in any situation and brighten everyone's day. Leonard embodied values that are becoming increasingly rare. He was selfless, hardworking, and results-oriented. He always went above and beyond to support his students and teachers, providing them with resources, training, and time. He dedicated himself wholeheartedly to achieving his objectives and ensuring the success of those around him. Leonard was a true people's person. He had a unique talent for managing others and bringing out the best in them. He seemed to instinctively know exactly who to rely on to accomplish specific tasks. At the same time, he was equally skilled at expressing his displeasure and ensuring people understood their boundaries. It was never too much for him to come to us at Miku Secondary to assist with orals or to facilitate workshops. Whenever Leonard got to Miku Secondary, they would say, Stesha, Shewi is here. So everybody at Miku Sec knew him as Shewi. He made it possible for our school to be one of the pilot schools for the DELF program, which was quite a rewarding experience for our students. He made the impossible of handling 5 foreign languages seem possible, which is why no one person can ever truly replace him. The news of his passing rocked us that morning of December 12th. He will be greatly and profoundly missed. Tu vas nous manquer, repose en paix. Does it play? 1, 2. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
if you give a little more than you take, and if you try to fix more than you break, if you're the kind who takes the time to help a stranger in the rain, there's a place for people like you. If you stand up for those down on their knees and lend a voice to those who cannot speak, if you shine a little light, give sight to the ones who've lost their way, there's a place for people like you. J'ai entendu dire là-haut que les roues sont en or, et quand tu y arrives, il y a une main à tenir. Je crois que quand tes jours ici-bas sont finis, il y a une place là-haut pour des gens comme toi. Si tu te balades avec ton cœur sur ta main, et si tu essayes d'être le changement que tu veux voir, si tu as sacrifié ta vie pour amour, pour que quelqu'un puisse être sauvé, il y a une place pour des gens comme toi. J'ai entendu dire là-haut que les rangs sont en or, et quand tu y arrives, il y a une main à tenir. Je crois que quand ces jours ici-bas sont finis, il y a une place là-haut pour des gens comme toi. Repose en paix, cher ami, cher collègue. Tu vas nous manquer. J'ai entendu dire là-haut que les rues sont en or, et quand tu y arrives, il y a une main à tenir. Je crois que quand tes jours ici-bas sont finis, il y a une place là-haut pour des gens comme toi. Je sais que tu existes, alors continue ce que tu fais. Il y a une place comme toi. Merci beaucoup, Leonard, pour ton service. Repose en paix.
Et merci à vous, Madame Stacia Stanislas, prof de français au collège de Mikou. Ms. Stacia Stanislas doing for us a musical rendition of People Like You in her own French cover. I was reminded, ladies and gentlemen, that the Camdu team had prepared a book for Leonard's family, in which persons are encouraged to sign, to leave a message in whatever language you may like, French, Spanish, English, Creole, Mandarin for those who are able. The book is to my front, so during the ceremony, if you feel like, or during the time for mingling, the book is right there, please sign. And at the end of tonight's ceremony, that will be presented to the family by a Camdu officer. Again, thank you to Ms. Stanislas for doing that French rendition for us, because at this time I invite the French connections to do for us their own tributes, starting from the St. Lucia National Commission for UNESCO, represented by Ms. Symphoriam. Just before Miss Symphoria comes up, looks like PK 4470, that's PK 4470, as well as P01596. The two of you, you're blocking traffic. There's someone who wants to exit. Getting assigned to the back. PK 447. Okay, thank you very much, Miss Symphoria.
Merci. I wish to adopt the established protocol. Since receiving word of Leonard's passing, I have really struggled to put pen to paper to pay tribute to him. Perhaps the numbness of denial or the paralyzing effect of grief, but no words came. Quel mot pour décrire ce beau personnage si apprécié, si admiré, si aimé, si adoré? Comment capturer l'essence de cet bel homme, cet homme remarquable, collègue, ami, soutien et plus encore? Cet individu inoubliable. Les mots m'échappent. Yes, what words to describe this remarkable individual who occupied such a huge place in our lives for so long? Colleague, friend, a constant source of support and encouragement. Mr. Robinson was not just a member of the National Francophonie Committee. He was the main pillar. He was at the heart of every Francophonie project and activity in St. Lucia. He was instrumental in the development and implementation of the annual Francophonie program of activities, and as the Ministry of Education's representative, he assisted with the coordination of all Francophonie initiatives in schools. Very often, he was the ministry's official representative at our Francophonie events, and on many occasions, he represented St. Lucia on overseas missions, the latest being in Senegal last year, where he presented on the development of language policy in multilingual contexts. On occasion, he would host visiting delegations on my behalf. He was dedicated and dependable and was always willing and available to assist. He did so willingly, requiring nothing and requesting nothing in return. His reward was in sharing his passion for the French language and contributing to exposing our youth to the immense potential of foreign language acquisition. A strong advocate for multilingualism, his contribution to the promotion of the French language and the values and ideals of the Francophonie is immeasurable. He had an excellent command of the French language and an understanding of its intricacies more than most of us. He was truly a brilliant linguist, and he has left a huge void. But Mr. Robinson was so much more than a work colleague. He was a dear friend who showed genuine care and concern for everyone. I hold fond memories of our time at Laval University in Quebec. Leonard, Leo, was such a great source of support and encouragement. He was very well known and extremely popular, especially among the African student population. And I was always tagging along with him to some African dinner party somewhere. No matter how busy our schedules were, he made time to connect with me. We would have lunch together whenever possible, and Sunday Mass at the campus chapel was a must. He was always inviting me on some wintry adventure when most times I just wanted to stay indoors away from the harsh Quebec cold. He didn't seem to be fazed by it. He was my family in Quebec, and it meant so much. I will be forever grateful to him. The Francophonie Committee and the wider community has lost a giant, and we will truly miss him. We will miss his visits to the National Commission. Whether planned or impromptu, they were always welcomed. He would stride in and light up this space with his positive energy, greeting each staff member individually, sharing a joke or two along the way. We will miss his larger-than-life persona, his joie de vivre and contagious belly laughter. Most of all, we will miss his friendship. He will no longer walk through the doors of the National Commission, but his presence will continue to be felt, and his memory will continue to live on in every Francophonie activity we plan and execute. We will talk of Leonard Robinson for many, many years to come. It is now left to us to continue the work that he so selflessly dedicated his life to. Promoteur de la langue française, défenseur des valeurs et des idéaux de la francophonie. Merci Léonard pour ta contribution et pour ton amitié. Tu as bien travaillé. Repose-toi maintenant. Merci.
Muchas gracias, la señora Symphorium. Move on to our next French tributes, French connections, from the Francophonie Committee. Do we have representatives from the Francophonie Committee? That was the Francophonie Committee one time. The French Embassy to the OACS. And the French Teachers Association, coupled with Alliance Française, will do for us.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please allow me to adopt protocol already established. Je vais d'abord dire quelques mots en français. Je viens ici au nom de Son Excellence Monsieur l'Ambassadeur Francis Etienne saluer la mémoire de Monsieur Robinson, un grand ami de la France et de la culture francophone et créolophone. Ça va ensemble. Notre ambassade le comptait parmi les personnalités étrangères remarquables. Outre une impressionnante collection de diplômes, de qualifications et de mentions d'excellence en français, il cachait, derrière sa jovialité et une authentique humilité, un formidable esprit militant pour la langue française qui faisait de lui un travailleur infatigable. M. Robinson n'a eu de cesse d'œuvrer à la promotion du français. L'ambassade en est le meilleur témoin. Il a donné des cours à l'Alliance française de Sainte-Lucie. Il a également siégé au comité de l'Alliance. Il a été vice-président de l'Association des professeurs de langue vivante à Sainte-Lucie et il a aussi réussi à relancer les associations de professeurs de français. Il a collaboré à plusieurs reprises avec nous à l'ambassade et avec le gouvernement français, notamment sur la première convention éducative entre l'Académie de Martinique et Sainte-Lucie, d'abord en 2012, puis en 2014 et plus récemment en 2018. Il était toujours là. Il a aussi représenté Sainte-Lucie à la conférence internationale sur l'état des lieux du français dans le monde. C'était en octobre 2011. C'est déjà si loin et finalement pas si loin que ça. Et depuis 2017, il facilitait les échanges pour les écoliers, pour les lycéens, pour les étudiants, et notamment les étudiants saint-luciens inscrits au programme de Masters in Education en Martinique, en Guadeloupe et à Grenoble-Alpes. Il a aussi joué un rôle clé dans la mise en œuvre du programme Passport to Higher Education, dont le volet le plus important était le projet de DELF, diplôme d'études en langue française. Et la première édition de ce DELF Junior a eu lieu grâce à son engagement en 2018, ce qui a permis à presque 200 élèves de passer cet examen avec un taux de réussite supérieur à 90%. Et depuis, la cohorte de diplômés du DELF ne s'est jamais tarie. Nous avons eu en octobre dernier la chance de nous réunir avec Madame la Chief Education Officer, Madame Dieudonné, et avec Monsieur Leonard Robinson en visioconférence depuis Taïwan, sur un nouveau projet que notre ambassade a conçu pour améliorer l'enseignement du français langue étrangère et augmenter les capacités pédagogiques des professeurs de français. Leonard Robinson était très enthousiaste à propos de ce projet et c'est encore une des graines que nous espérons qu'il aura semées. L'ambassade de France et le réseau des alliances françaises perdent en M. Robinson plus qu'un expert, plus qu'une figure emblématique. Nous perdons un véritable ami, pas uniquement un ami de la langue française, un ami de l'ambassade. Nous nous honorons à Castries, à l'ambassade, d'avoir croisé sa route. Et la France ne s'était pas trompée sur sa valeur en lui remettant la plus haute distinction honorifique des palmes académiques en avril 2022. L'ambassadeur me charge ici de saluer sa mémoire et de vous présenter à sa famille, ses proches, ses collègues, ses amis, ses élèves, nos sincères condoléances et notre marque d'amitié en cette douloureuse circonstance. Nous savons que la relève saura faire vivre et prospérer les multiples graines que Leonard Robinson a infatigablement semées au cours de sa trop brève mais intense existence. Repose en paix, cher Léonard. So I am here on behalf of His Excellency Mr. Ambassador Francis Etienne to pay tribute to Mr. Leonard Arthur Jamal Robinson, a great friend of France and a great friend of French-speaking culture, including Creole. Our embassy counted him among the remarkable foreign personalities. In addition to an impressive collection of diplomas, qualifications, and mentions of excellence in French, he was hiding behind his joviality and authentic humility a formidable militant spirit for the French language, which made him a tireless worker. Mr. Robinson never stopped working to promote French. He gave courses at the Alliance Française of Saint Lucia, and he also served on the Alliance Committee. He was elected Vice President of the Association of Teachers of Modern Language, and he also succeeded in relaunching the Association of French Teachers, which is really a challenge. He had the opportunity to collaborate with the French embassy on different time, and for instance, for the first educational agreement between the Academy of Martinique and the government in Saint Lucia in 2012, renewed in 2014, and more recently in 2018. He also represented Saint Lucia at the International Conference on the Status of French Language in the World in October 2011. And since 2017, he has facilitated exchanges for school children, high school students, as well as students enrolled in the Masters in Education programs in Martinique, in Guadeloupe, in Grenoble-Alpes. Leonard Robinson played a key role in the implementation of the Passport to Higher Education program, the most important part of which was the DELF pilot project. The DELF is the Diploma of French Language Studies. The first education of this junior DELF took place thanks to his commitment in 2018 and allowed almost 200 students to take the exam with a success rate greater than 90%. And since then, the cohort of DELF graduates in Saint Lucia has never dried up. We had the chance to meet Mr. Leonard Robinson in video conference in last October with Mrs. Chief Education Officer, Mrs. Dieudonné, to discuss in particular a new project that our embassy has designed to improve the teaching of French as a foreign language. So mainly for the teachers and then for the students. Mr. Robinson was very enthusiastic about this project, and we have to make sure we will continue leading this enthusiasm until its concretization. And the French Embassy and the Alliance Française network are losing with Mr. Robinson more than an expert, more than an emblematic, an iconic person, but overall a real friend. And the French Embassy in Castries is honored to have crossed his path. French was not mistaken about his value by presenting him with the most honorary distinction of academic palms, French academic palms, in April 2022. On behalf of Mr. Ambassador, I want to salute his memory and to present his family, his relatives, his friends, colleagues, his students, our sincere condolence and our mark of friendship in this painful circumstance. We can bet that the next generation will be able to bring to life and prosper the many seeds that Leonard tirelessly sowed during his all too brief but intense existence. Nous voyons en gros force et courage pour toute famille et amis Léonard. Tiens bien fort et que nous assurer tout ça ici mais et tout ça y planté qui est poussé et fleuri. Merci Monsieur Robinson.
Bonjour, good afternoon. Je suis Élisée, le représentant de l'Alliance française de Sainte-Lucie. C'est avec beaucoup de tristesse que je suis ici pour rendre hommage à un étudiant, un professeur collègue et en dernier lieu, un ami, Léonard. C'est comme si on vivait un rêve. Je n'arrive toujours pas à comprendre qu'on est rassemblés ici pour nous rappeler de bons moments passés avec Léonard. La vie est ainsi faite, mais en même temps, c'est douloureux. Qui aurait pensé que quelqu'un si jeune, si plein de vie, si plaisantin, si rempli d'amour pour les langues, serait parti si tôt? Personne parmi nous n'arrive à croire. Une chose est certaine, c'est que tu vas beaucoup nous manquer. Comment te remplacer? Car je le dis depuis des années, que tu es l'un des officiers de Camdu, sinon l'officier à Camdu qui travaillait le plus dur. Je ne sais pas où tu trouvais le temps pour assister tout le monde. Tu n'étais jamais radin avec ton temps. Et pour cela, je te remercie grandement. La grande question, la question à $1 million, qui va porter ces grandes chaussures que tu nous as laissées? Je peux te dire que beaucoup vont essayer, mais peu arriveront. Au nom du personnel de l'Alliance française de Sainte-Lucie, des directeurs avec qui tu as travaillé au fil des années et les membres des comités directeurs, nous voulons te dire un grand merci pour tout ce que tu as fait pour avancer le français sur l'île. Voyage bien, le petit, comme j'avais l'habitude de t'appeler, de la part de ton grand, qui va sans aucun doute te manquer. Rest in peace, my dear friend Leonard.
Thank you, Mr. Ariste. At this point, there is a special presentation by the Saint Lucia French Teachers Association, and that will be in the format of a video tribute.
Mon hirondelle, va-t'en loin, va-t'en sereine, qu'ici rien ne te retienne. Rejoins le ciel et les terres, laisse-nous, laisse la terre, quitte manteau de misère, change d'univers.
Hello, I met Leonard in 2016 in a work context, and though I thought we were going to work together, it quickly became obvious that we had to be friends, because Leonard was somebody so joyful, so friendly, so warm, that it was obvious that from the minute we met him, it was obvious that we had to become friends with him. And so he really loved French language, French literature, French culture, and he wanted to emphasize this in St. Lucia, and that's how we met. And we always talked about French literature, and so I wanted to say that I will greatly miss him, because he used to come often to Martinique, and he would always bring a bottle of rum. I still have a bottle of, I think it's chocolate or coconut punch he brought, because he never forgot to bring something for us. I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit emotional. And he will be really, really missed.
Didn't know that day would be your last, or that we'd have to say goodbye to you so fast. We're so numb, we can't feel anymore. Praying you just walk back through that door and tell us that we were only dreaming. You're not really gone as long as we believe. There has been another angel around the throne that night. Your love lives on inside of us, and we will hold on tight. It's not our place to question, and only God knows why. But we're jealous of the angels around the throne tonight.
Alors, merci beaucoup, Monsieur Robinson, d'avoir parlé avec moi ce matin. Merci, et joyeuses fêtes à toi aussi. Que de bonnes choses.
You always made our troubles feel so small. And you were always catch us when we'd fall. In a world where heroes come and go, but God just took the only one we know. So we'll hold you as close as we can, longing for the day when we can see your face again. But until then, God must need another angel around the throne at night. Your love lives on inside of us, and we will hold on tight. It's not our place to question, and only God knows why. But we're jealous of the angels around the throne tonight, singing hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. We're so jealous of the angels around the throne at night.
We gather here today to honor and celebrate the extraordinary life and legacy of our dear Leonard Robinson, a remarkable individual who touched the lives of so many as a modern languages enthusiast, friend, colleague, hard worker, mentor, and a truly successful linguist. Leonard was more than just a lover of languages. He was a bridge between cultures, a beacon of knowledge, and a relentless advocate for the power of communication. His passion for modern languages was not just an interest, it was a calling. He understood that language is more than words. It is a key to understanding, connecting, and building relationships across the globe. His passion for languages allowed him to communicate with every curriculum officer across the Caribbean region. And thus, Leonard created for us the Modern Languages Curriculum Forum, a forum that has more than 17 curriculum officers from across the region, officers of both Spanish and French. Leonard was more than just a lover of languages. For him, he mastered not only the nuances of languages, but also the art of empathy. He had an extraordinary ability to make people feel seen, heard, and understood, regardless of where they came from or what languages they spoke. Through his work, especially his commitment and his dedication to the French language and the Spanish language, he brought people together, brought down barriers, and showed us all that the world is a smaller, more united place when we open our hearts and minds to others. As a friend and colleague, Leonard was an inspiration to all who had the privilege of knowing him. He was a special friend to the Dominica Association of Foreign Language Teachers, as well as the Ministry of Education here in Dominica. He encouraged growth and sharing his vast knowledge with a generosity that knew no bounds. Whether you were a student, a colleague, or a young professional seeking advice, Leonard was always available to share his expertise and his experiences. As a colleague working on the ELAN project together under the OECS and the EFLO project, Leonard had no boundaries. For him, everything was possible. And even when we felt that we were getting nowhere in our efforts to ensure that the voices of curriculum officers across the region were heard, Leonard was the one who took the lead and encouraged the curriculum officers whose passion are languages, Spanish, French, Mandarin, and Creole, to move forward. Today, as we remember Leonard Robinson, we celebrate a life that was beautifully lived, a life that enriched so many others. Though Leonard may no longer be with us, his legacy endures in the countless lives he touched, the friendships he forged, and the lessons he imparted. His memory will continue to inspire us to work harder, dream bigger, and connect more deeply with one another. In closing, let us carry forward Leonard's passion, his kindness, and his dedication in everything we do. Let us honor his memory by living with the same zeal for life, the same compassion for others, and the same unwavering belief in the power of language and connection. Rest in peace, my dear Dudu friend, Leonard Robinson. You will be deeply missed, but forever remembered by not only myself, the curriculum officer for modern languages in the Commonwealth of Dominica, but by every curriculum officer across the region and every French and Spanish teacher across the region.
Dear Caribbean colleagues, it is with the greatest sadness that we are meeting some face-to-face and others virtually. On one hand, happy to celebrate the life of Mr. Leonard Robinson, and on the other hand, sad because everything has happened so fast, right in front of us. Mr. Leonard Robinson, National Education Officer, Foreign Languages from St. Lucia, is someone that I met some moons ago through all these activities being held within the Caribbean and for the CARICOM countries. Mr. Leonard Robinson, Leonard, Leo, one and all, has been an amazing colleague with the Caribbean mission, with the Caribbean vision of who we are and what was our work. Our bonding became stronger when he saw me struggling to be able to meet with colleagues virtually between 2015 and 2017. This WhatsApp group was created for him, by him, in order to make this reality of a common space where we could meet and share and speak to each other. Leo was witty, savvy, with great and deep understanding of the Caribbean reality, of the challenges, of the possibilities, of the future projection. To my humble understanding, Leo was the person that went on this upgrading qualification into Chinese because he saw the need, because Chinese was already offered as one of the foreign languages in the Caribbean. And to my humble understanding, he would have been the first education officer ready to welcome Chinese as one of the foreign languages in the region and to continue leading the process. For reasons that possibly none of us know and we cannot question, Leo has transitioned into another space. And just from mentioning his name, I guess the first thing that comes to you is a nice smile, knowing that once a conversation has started, you are enjoying encountering someone who can really take you to another level. And by the time that conversation is over, you are different. You have learned. You have grown. To all of the colleagues in this group, I think that there has been rich sharing and support. And even to honor his memory, it will be good to keep this group vibrant the way it is, because this is Leo's work, along with each of us. To his mother, to his family, to the colleagues in St. Lucia and all over the world, do receive our respect and admiration for accommodating within your spaces this great guy, this Mr. Leonard Robinson. May his soul rest in peace, and let us celebrate his life the way he deserved, the way he deserves. Thank you, Leo, for being in our lives. And you have moved to a better space. Until we meet again. This is Martha. And thanks to you and to many others, Dr. Martha Luisa Corbett-Baugh, Senior Education Officer for Foreign Languages, Spanish and French, Jamaica. But for you and for everybody in this group, just Martha. Thank you.
Well, the region. All right, that's what I said. All right, so Leonard's impact was felt at a variety of secondary schools on island, well, primary and secondary, including this very own institution, the St. Joseph's Convent. And so at this time, I invite the SJC, not the choir, as shown on your leaflet, but the choir of French teachers, or teachers rather, to do for us a special rendition.
Bonjour à tous et à tous. Et Mr. Robinson was a staff member, but for a short stint, but it's as if he never left. He constantly visited us here at SJC, He needed no introduction. He would just walk into the staff room. He would have his seat in the staff room, sat with us. Most times we off to class and come back and he's still talking to our colleagues and, of course, instructing us on the teaching of the foreign language. And right here at SJC, we have the 3 foreign languages, introducing the Mandarin from 2 years ago, and we have continued. And of course, one of the DELF project, SJC was not slated to be part of the DELF project, but we approached him and he accepted us. And we have continued with the DELF program up to this year, and we are continuing with it, with the Form 3s and 4s and 5s. So he will be sorely missed, but we are here to give praise in a French song, as he was also part of our staff.
Comment ne pas te louer? Comment ne pas te louer? Comment ne pas te louer? Seigneur Jésus, comment ne pas te louer? Comment ne pas te louer? Comment ne pas te louer? Seigneur Jésus, comment, quand je regarde autour de moi, je vois ta gloire. Seigneur Jésus, je te bénis, comment ne pas te louer? Seigneur Jésus, comment ne pas te louer? Comment ne pas te louer? Comment ne pas te louer? Seigneur Jésus, comment, quand je regarde autour de moi, je vois mes frères. Seigneur Jésus, merci pour eux, comment ne pas te louer? Seigneur Jésus, comment ne pas te louer? Comment ne pas te louer? Comment ne pas te louer? Seigneur Jésus, comment ne pas te louer? Comment ne pas te louer? Comment ne pas te louer? Seigneur Jésus, comment?
Thank you to the SJC choir. Teacher choir, sorry. Moving on, going down further south, we visit the Stanley John Odlum School of Arts, of Media and Design, and inviting Ms. Mahal to do for us a special presentation. I think this is where you clap for her or something. Yes. She's coming, she's just passing this way. Okay.
When we last spoke, Leo, or Leonardo, as I often call him, we spoke about meeting upon his return to discuss, as you would guess, modern language business. He was dedicated to his craft and checked in and provided counsel and assistance whenever requested. My first memory of him was in 2010, when we went to Colombia for a Spanish language course for teachers at the Universidad del Norte in Barranquilla, Colombia. There we spent a month learning and interacting with teachers from across the Caribbean, as well as students from Germany and the United States. My most vivid memories of that time were during dance classes, where those sessions came alive with his enthusiasm. A popular song we learned and did a choreographed dance for was Danza Kuduro. The words of the song epitomizes Leonardo, his love, his passion for life, and for the modern languages, his joie de vivre. Some from that Columbia cohort group wanted to share the following memories with you. Therese Millet from Antigua. He loved to dance, was always the life of the party. He was also a great language teacher. Kevin Short from Grenada. I vividly remember him as being compassionate. The first few days in Colombia were quite frustrating with getting into the language and classes, but he encouraged me and was supportive in helping me integrate. As roommates, we never had a dull moment. He was always jovial and a joy to be around. May his loved ones be comforted by the great memories of him. Sharon Thomas, St. Lucia. The most remarkable trait of Leonard for me is his passion for everything he does, passion for the languages and for life. Even as a young fellow just graduated from SALCC, when he taught me in 2001, his passion for and competence in the languages inspired me to pursue my studies in the modern languages. Later on, working as colleagues, his passion for life and sense of humor taught me to always create a balance between work and play. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. His sense of humor sure lightened the atmosphere. May he rest in peace. Cheryl Peters, Jamaica. He had a welcoming personality, so much so that when you meet for the first time, it was like old friends who hadn't seen each other in a while. There was never a dull moment when he was around. Rose Pineda, Belize. He was a great teacher indeed. He took the time to explain the why and the how of those conjugations. We were in Colombia for Spanish, but also got some French lessons from him. He will be remembered. Ronette Albert, Guyana. Leonard had a special light that lit every room he entered. You will be missed, Lenny. Juan de Dios Moguel, Belize. I will remember his jovial personality and contagious laughter while we all did Spanish course in Barranquilla. He made the class so lively and fun, and he will be dearly missed. Rest in peace, Leonardo. Till we meet again. Epa, compadre, buen viaje. Te voy a extrañar. Nirupa Ramnath, Trinidad and Tobago. I remember Leo as a fun, loving person, embracing life and very motivated to learn kind of guy. His company felt like home on the trip. The big guy with an even bigger heart. Thank you.
And for those of you who don't know the song, we shall give you a little sample. Some volume, please. Take time to imagine Lenny on stage and the dance moves that he will give you. And that's where it'd be going down to the ground and coming back up. Another time. Coming back up to the mic, please. This one. This one. Coming back up to this same side, to the Cicero Combined School, we invite Miss Phillip to do for us a special song.
Testing. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay. On behalf of all the schools in District 4, we extend our sincere condolences to the family. Our thoughts and prayers are also with you during this time.
Nothing to do but lift my head. I look to you. I look to you. And all my strength is gone. In you I can be strong. I look to you. I look to you. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Miss Phillip. That's Lily Phillip from the Cicero RC Combined School. Moving right along, we go down to the south. And this tribute is coming from a past student of the Beanfield Compre, now an A-level V4 Compre student from District 6. And she's going to do for us a poem.
Good afternoon, everyone. Allow me to adopt the protocol that has already been established. Upon meeting Mr. Robinson, one of the things I believe stuck with me was his larger-than-life personality. When Mr. Robinson walked into a room, you could feel the energy shift. I have never met an individual that made you feel welcome upon your first meeting. And I spoke to him just a short time at first, and it felt like I knew him for years. I could never forget how my nerves just disappeared after a conversation with him. Today I want to say, thank you, Mr. Robinson, for your time, your passion, and your service. Because of all you were and all you did, students like me have the privilege of learning modern languages like Spanish, French, our own Creole, and Mandarin. This is a short poem of our thanks from District 6. Your influence will live on in every modern language classroom and every student. Thank you for dedicating your life to our growth. Rest in peace. Mi escuelita, yo la quiero con amor, porque en ella es que aprendo la lección. Por la mañana temprano, lo primero que yo hago, saludar a mi maestra y después a mi trabajo. Mi escuelita, yo la quiero con amor, porque en ella es que aprendo la lección. Thank you.
Muchísimas gracias. Y ahora tenemos homenajes de varias organizaciones. Por ejemplo, la Embajada de Taiwan, the Taiwanese Embassy, calling on a representative to do for us their video presentation. Okay, so that will be to my back. So we have a video presentation, and that is from the Taiwanese Embassy. I can't speak Mandarin, so we'll just continue English for now. Next, we have a special tribute from the Venezuelan embassy. Leonard's contagious laughter. And Ms. Darlene Annius Monrose will deliver that tribute as well as her own.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please permit me to adopt a protocol that has already been established. Thank you, Sam. I am but a mere fill-in for the ambassador. So I will deliver a letter which reads, Dear Giannetti George and colleagues, it is with great sadness that we have received the news of Professor Leonard Robinson's passing on December 12th, an unexpected event that has left a profound void in the hearts of all who had the privilege of knowing and working with him. For the Embassy of Venezuela and the teachers who were part of the Venezuelan Institute of Culture and Cooperation, which was active until 2018, Leonard was an exceptional individual. His dedication, responsibility, and passion for teaching sets an admirable example. Moreover, he always found time to contribute to meaningful activities, leaving an indelible mark on everything he undertook. Leonard not only stood out for his professional excellence, but also for his remarkable humanity. His deep love and respect for his mother were evident in the pride with which he shared stories of accompanying his mother to 6 a.m. Mass and the affection he always expressed for her. The loss of Leonard Robinson has been a heavy blow for us at the embassy, especially as we recently launched a Spanish language project in primary schools across St. Lucia. His impeccable work and unwavering commitment were evident during our interactions with him, both online and during his in-person visit with the Venezuelan team just 2 weeks before his trip to Taiwan. We deeply recognize and value his contribution to the Spanish language curriculum in St. Lucia, a legacy that will continue to impact future generations. On behalf of the Embassy of Venezuela in St. Lucia, we extend our heartfelt condolences to his family, friends, colleagues, and the entire community that had the honor of knowing him. We deeply regret not being able to attend the funeral of this great friend and teacher, but from the bottom of our hearts, we send strength to his family during these difficult times. With respect and solidarity, Carolina Garcia, Beatriz Garcia, Lisbeth Mendoza, and Leif Escalona, Ambassador of Venezuela in St. Lucia. Thank you.
We now have a tribute from St. Vincent, and this will be in the format of an audio or a voice note. They're basically the same thing. We use them interchangeably, audio, voice note. Okay. Right. So before that is done, Ms. Darlene Annius Monrose will do her presentation, and we fly to St. Vincent to come back to St. Lucia.
Good afternoon again. I never had the privilege of working alongside Robbie at SMC because we seem to have been playing tag. So when he left initially in 2006, I believe, I came into SMC to teach. When he left to go to university, when I left to go to university, he returned to SMC And then when I came back from university, he left. So we seem to have been playing some sort of tag. Anyway, Robbie was always a phone call, a WhatsApp message away, and his light will definitely be missed. When I was asked to sing, to pay tribute to him today, there's one word that kept coming to me, and that was, despite and in spite of everything that we've been through, that we're going through with his sudden loss, God is still very great, and he still sits on the throne. So please be encouraged. Sorry, can you start over, please? My apologies. Oh Lord, my God, when I in awesome wonder consider have made, I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, mine, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. And when I think of God, his Son not sparing, sent him to die, I scarce can take it in, that on the cross my burdens gladly bearing, he bled and died to take away my sin. Then sings my soul, mine, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. When Christ shall come with sounds of acclamation to take me home, what joy shall fill my heart. Then I shall bow with humble adoration, and then proclaim, my God, how great thou art. Then sings my soul to thee. How great thou art,
how great thou art. Then sings my soul to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art, how great thou art, how great thou art. Amen.
How great thou art. We're taking a trip to St. Vincent. Fasten your seatbelts. It's not going to be long.
Leonard Robertson. I first met Leonard during an OACS Trainers of Trainers workshop in France in 2001. This was the beginning of a relationship which at times saw us traveling to different countries with the same mission, foreign languages, teaching and learning. In 2013, we traveled from Trinidad to Jamaica for a regional workshop organized by the government of Chile. In 2014, we met at the DAF training workshop at the Alliance Française in St. Lucia. Leonard was quite hospitable, taking me for a tour across sections of Castries. At times, we amicably discussed many aspects of life, politics, religion, education, and any current affair we deemed necessary. He even offered advice and sent copies of the primary school curriculum from St. Lucia when I, as the then education officer for foreign languages, was involved in aspects related to redrafting of the then existing curriculum. We exchanged ideas on the CXC examination, both the written and the oral aspect. We exchanged ideas on different aspects of Caribbean life. He also kept me abreast as to his work and progress. Leonard loved life, fun, and a good laugh, be it one that mocked or praised. He was deeply devoted to the Christian Catholic faith, worship, and the feast. Leonard was quite keen on the teaching and learning, especially foreign languages. He embraced every opportunity to speak French, Spanish, Creole, and even recently Mandarin. When the decision was made to form a WhatsApp group of foreign languages officers around the region, Leonard contacted me, even though he knew I was retired, and said to me that he was going to add me to the group. I reiterated that I was retired and would prefer him to add a current worker. He insisted that I should be part of the group. He relished being among non-native speakers of English. He believed in what was known and what is known as l'immersion linguistique. I still find it hard to accept or to fathom the fact that this St. Lucian and this Caribbean man is no longer on earth. Such a charismatic person, dedicated, devoted. Leo, even though your earthly journey has ended, fond thoughts of you will always remain. Into paradise, may the angels lead you. Sincere condolences to his mother, siblings, and other members of the family. Rest in peace, dear friend. Flavia Haynes Howard, former education officer, Modern Languages, St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Ladies and gentlemen, gentle reminder, board aircraft LCA, that our theme for this evening is Soaring High, a life of language, compassion, and adventure. And of course, our aircraft LCA, Language, Compassion, Adventure, is bound to return to St. Lucia, LCA as well. And due to much turbulence and rain, we can't land in Vieux-Fort, so we shall take a stop at the Soufrière Stadium. We now invite at Soufrière a representative to deliver for us a tribute in the form of a poem. So we're going to do some emergency landing in Soufrière at this time. Don't panic.
An educator like you. An educator who encouraged. Many people wish to have an educator like him. Mr. Robinson was not only that, but much more. He was a sympathetic son, a blissful brother, a caring colleague, and a thoughtful friend.
Un educador que edificó. Otro solo podían sonar con un alma tan hermosa. Fue la luz del sol en un día nublado, la flor entre las espinas, una luz en medio de la oscuridad, con su pasión y deseo de ver el cambio. El señor Robinson ayudó a sellar muchas de las gritas que se encuentran en nuestro sistema educativo, especialmente en el área de los idiomas modernos. Su objetivo era restablecer y recuperar una base sólida.
Un éducateur qui a autonomisé. Il a réussi à accomplir cela dans de nombreuses régions de l'île, avec sa gentillesse et sa considération envers les autres. Il a su utiliser de l'île inébranlable, avec des personnes partagées des objectifs et des aspirations similaires. Monsieur Robinson, bien qu'il était parfois sérieux, était inévitablement plein de joie et de rire. Il ne manquait jamais de mettre un sourire sur le visage de ceux qui l'uturaient.
Un éducateur qui améliore la vie de tout le monde y récolté. Malgré qu'il nous son avertissement, nous voulons dire tout ça y accompli. Mouni a courage, et puis la dit yo assise ici à Jodia, et puis la vie y influencée. À travers d'éducation, sa flèche y te mette. Dans le domaine éducation, nous pas qu'à jamais oublier Monsieur Robinson. À tout le gage, nous voulons dire merci à pile.
Merci beaucoup.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
As a round of applause continue, I invite Miss Nancy Nicholas, one of Lenny's old friends, very, very good friends, to give her own tribute.
Good afternoon. Bonjour, buenas tardes, good afternoon. A bit unscripted, and this is exactly how Leonard would expect me to be. Coming straight after Soufrière Comprehensive, because I was the Jean Soufrière for Leonard. It's been 30 years of a solid friendship. Leonardo was in all of my classes at A level, every single one of them. For 2 years, we sat in every single class. We did French, Spanish, accounting, and English together. We sat in the same classes for 2 years. We ate breakfast from Mommy Jones' home every morning. Those burgers, the bread and corned beef, the fish burgers, the juice. We fed each other.
We were the two weird ones at school that at any given moment, we would break out into French and continue in Spanish and switch to English and back. Madam John, who's here, our French teacher, Madam Zelda Lafag, Miss Muris Raymond, we were the tick and the tack, or some of his friends would say, the panty and the bra. We were inseparable for many years. Beyond college, we both worked with the Venezuelan Institute together. We both assisted at Alliance Française together. We both went to study foreign languages together, he in Canada, myself in the US. We both returned to St. Lucia and joined the Modern Language Club together. We both taught French and Spanish at schools in St. Lucia, not together, but together. And so I had no intentions of speaking here today, because while Leonard is remembered profoundly for his impact in French, I went to the Spanish side. However, we never lost touch of the languages. We would often speak, very often, hardly in English, French, Spanish, or langue mamanu. We spoke Creole. He would tell me, you could just do anything with word. That kind of intercourse you always having with languages, I can't take it on all the time. And then that was just Leonard and I. It was a rare kind of love. It was an unadulterated love. It was a true love. It was a profound love that has left me very empty. When I got the news, well, before I got the news, Leonard called me and he said, hey, Epa, guess what? I said, yeah, I know you're going to Taiwan. He said, how you know? I said, boy, you forget where I work in. I have to know. He said, well, I just need your assistance with something. And so I helped sort him out. When he got to Taiwan, he messaged me and he said, I have arrived. And I said, good. And we exchanged pleasantries in Mandarin. Halfway through the course, he would tease me and send me a voice note, which I still have, asking me to jump on the next plane, come to Taiwan to join him, because it was just strange that there he was learning a language and I was not there. And I said to him, hold on, I'm coming. 2 weeks later, I would get the call that I didn't make it in time, because that hallelujah was broken. That melody that was Leonard became chained. That glory that was his smile was somewhat faded. And that presence that was larger than life had been captured in that mahogany silence of death. And I froze. For how do I say goodbye to someone who never lives? Or how do I forget someone who is imprinted indelibly on that memory? How do we say he's no more when everything that he was remains? How can I be present in this realm donde yo hablo español ou je parle français et Leonard, il n'est plus là. Au revoir, Leonard. Dos palabras. Adios, compadre. Goodbye. Au revoir. Hasta y hasta.
Mesdames et messieurs, malgré ce discours, j'ai des bonnes nouvelles. Despite this sad turn of events, I have some good news. So though Nancy was not able to go to Taiwan, we've all been awarded a free trip to Edmonton. And we have to go now. So fasten your seatbelts. We stay on board the aircraft. We're going to Edmonton.
Tribute to a dear friend. Dear Leo, my first memory of you was at Residence St. Jean at University of Alberta in 2005. Then, in the very cold winter of Alberta, as we met at Residence, I instantly had the rare feeling that we will be good friends and that it would last. And indeed, after nearly 20 years, including 3 great years with you at Residence and as a roommate on White Avenue, and with all our international and Canadian friends in Edmonton, as well as an amazing Christmas and New Year in beautiful St. Lucia with your family, I count you as one of my closest friends. Distance did not take that connection away, even though we spoke less in the last few years due to our very busy lives. I will always see you as a true lover of life, an Epicurean, a very curious and generous mind, and most of all, a bright personality who would positively impact every person you would meet on your way. When you entered a room filled with great friends from around the world, I knew then that the party was about to start. I am so thankful I met you and that I had the opportunity to share some of my best years as a student with you on my side. Now that you are heading on your last journey, I want to believe that you are feeling all the love and prayers so many people on this planet are sending you. And it is only the reciprocity of the love you sent yourself in your life. Your memory will last and you will never be forgotten. My thoughts and prayers are also with your mother, your brothers, your sister, and family and friends at the moment. Rest in peace, my dear friend. From your friend, Quentin LeBelge. Fly high, Lenny.
So I have some bad news. Due to school reopening tomorrow, Monday, 6th of January, we are now to return to St. Lucia immediately. We are landing at St. Joseph's Convent. We now have a special song by an SJC student entitled I Am Rose. So the song name is I Am Rose, not the student. Okay?
Good evening, everyone. This song is a tribute to Mr. Robinson from the SJC family. I am a rose, I am the root of rose, I am a rose, I am the root of rose, I am a rose, I am the root of rose. When I die, bury me under the rose. I am a rose, I am the root of rose, I am a rose, I am the root of rose, I am a rose, I am the root of rose. When I die, bury me under the rose. Moi c'est rose, moi c'est racine fleur, moi c'est rose, moi c'est racine fleur, moi c'est rose, moi c'est racine fleur. Laisse-moi mort, moi rose là.
Alors, mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, due to this wonderful performance in Creole, which is very close to the French, we are now going back to Quebec. So please fasten your seatbelts. We have an audio, a voice note from the French counterparts.
Trainers of Trainers workshop in France in 2001. This was the beginning of a relationship which at times saw us traveling to different countries with the same mission, foreign languages, teaching and learning. In 2013, we traveled from Trinidad to Jamaica for a regional workshop organized by the government of Chile. In 2014, we met at the DAF training workshop at the Alliance Française in St. Lucia. Leonard was quite hospitable, taking me for a tour across sections of Castries. At times, we amicably discussed many aspects of life, politics, religion, education, and any current affair we deemed necessary. He even offered advice and sent copies of the primary school curriculum from St. Lucia when I, as the then education officer for foreign languages, was involved in aspects related to redrafting of the then existing curriculum. We exchanged ideas on the CXCCSEC examination, both the written and the oral aspect. We exchanged ideas on different aspects of Caribbean life. He also kept me abreast as to his work and progress. Leonard loved life, fun, and a good laugh, be it one that mocked or praised. He was deeply devoted to the Christian Catholic faith, worship, and the feast. Leonard was quite keen on the teaching and learning, especially foreign languages. He embraced every opportunity to speak French, Spanish, Creole, and even recently Mandarin. When the decision was made to form a WhatsApp group of foreign languages officers around the region, Leonard contacted me, even though he knew I was retired, and said to me that he was going to add me to the group. I reiterated that I was retired and would prefer him to add a current worker. He insisted that I should be part of the group. He relished being among non-native speakers of English. He believed in what was known, or what is known as l'immersion linguistique. I still find it hard to accept or to fathom the fact that this St. Lucian and this Caribbean man is no longer on earth. Such a charismatic person, dedicated, devoted. Leo, even though your earthly journey has ended, fond thoughts of you will always remain. Into paradise, may the angels lead you. Sincere condolences to your mother, siblings, and other members of the family.
Sometimes even our emotions can be conveyed in audio. Para capturar la esencia de su carácter, de su personalidad, invitamos a un estudiante de Lyonnais Comprehensive para recitar un poema. Pour capturer l'essence de son caractère, de sa personnalité, nous invitons maintenant une élève de Lyonnais Comprehensive pour réciter un poème. To capture the essence of Leonard's character and personality, we invite a student of the Lyonnais Comprehensive Secondary School to recite a poem.
Good afternoon, everyone. Tribute to Mr. Leonard Robinson. Today, we express our immense gratitude to a man with strength and fortitude. His passion we declare with certitude. His commitment, no doubt, we conclude. His work executed with such exactitude to the languages, Leonard students have a new attitude. The DEL program he brought to our school, an alternative to the CSEC exam we now resort. Even in our preparations, he would be, for our success is all he wanted to see. Today, many of us are DEL certified to pursue studies at French universities we have qualified. On overseas trips, he accompanied us. His fun-loving nature always a plus. His fervent belief in the authentic experience made visits to the target countries his preference. Although traveling was his passion, during school trips, the student experience was his motivation. Through him, we are twinned with a school in Martinique. This has been nothing short of epic. Our French pairs visit us. Our French pairs visit us yearly, an experience we treasure so dearly. The contact with them we will maintain. In his honor, the love of languages we sustain. Thank you for your dedication and sterling contribution to education. Merci pour votre dévouement et votre précieuse contribution à l'éducation. Thank you.
So it's time to stay local. We're going to leave this hill to go to that hill, the castle on that hill. Not the castle, sorry, the school on that hill. Yes? Right. Because Leonard was not only a teacher at SMC, a mentor, etc. He was an old boy. He was a student. And so right now we hear from the class of 97. One representative will do a tribute for us, and a special presentation will follow.
Good afternoon, everyone. Leonard and we went way back, as in way back, talking about Julietta's preschool. But the brotherhood actually started when we went to St. Mary's College, class of 97. So we were there from 92 to 97. Now, we were not in the same classes, but Leonard was always around. Let me explain. I'm just going to explain two occurrences with Leonard, which proves that this guy had my back. There was one time I uttered, in fact, somebody fell on the basketball court, and I said the St. Lucian would. And then, as soon as I said that, I heard the vice principal, who said that? Who said that? So I bolted down the corridor. And then I turned around the corridor and I saw Leonard. If I went down the stairs to the bathroom, Mr. Sion would see me. If I went around, he would see me as well. So I said, Leonard, stay there. So I was hiding behind Leonard on a pillar. So Mr. Sion comes and says, somebody just ran there. Where did he go? So Leonard goes like, I think he's a Form 3 student. I haven't seen him before. Probably he went down there. And then Mr. Sion went that way. And then
PD 848, you are obstructing traffic. PD 848, you are obstructing traffic. I repeat, PD 848, You're obstructing traffic.
Okay, so I ran down the bathroom, and during break, I told Leonard, yeah, man, thanks a lot, bro. And then he says, like, I have your back, don't worry. Another occurrence. Now, the thing about it is, I don't fight. At St. Mary's College, my kung fu was art. So if anybody messed with me, I would draw them. So there was one time I went overboard with my drawings, and I was sent to the bench waiting to be caned. So Leonard walks. What you doing there? So I told him what I did. So there's a serious part of Leonard. I don't know if you ever saw it, but I can tell. Boy, Ted, you can't go around drawing people like that, bringing them down. I said, yo, that's my defense, bro. Then he comes back again. You still there? An hour later, he comes back. Then he tells me, you had something to eat already? Go eat. Second break, then pass already. I told him no. Then, about 10 minutes later, I would see Leonard come in with a float and cheese. Right? And I was really hungry. So here, he had my back again. Right? We all know Leonard to speak 5 languages: English, French, Spanish, Mandarin, Creole, Portuguese. So that is 6. What? But I know him, we missed 3 other languages because he perfected the language of love. He perfected the language of compassion, and he perfected the language of joy. And it's for this reason I have prepared this poem called Fly High, Leonard. From Julieta's walls to St. Mary's gates, through years and schools we shared our fates. Lenny, Robbie, whatever the name, a soul so genuine, always the same. You wore no mask, no walls, just truth and light. So full of joy, burning so bright. With kindness vast and laughter free, you carried the world so effortlessly. You loved the skies, the hum of flight, the freedom found in boundless height. A pilot of dreams with wings unfurled, you soared through clouds and crossed the world. In many languages you found your voice, yet love, compassion, your truest choice. The language of joy you spoke with ease, connecting hearts across lands and seas. We present this art to honor your spark, a tribute to you, so vivid, never dark. Joyful, free, your essence lives on. Though your body has left, your spirit is strong. Now you soar where we can't yet go, through clouds of peace where soft winds blow. Fly high, dear friend, beyond the blue, forever missed, forever you. Thank you.
Beautiful rendition, poem and art by Mr. Ted Sandiford. We now go up, yes? No. Are you sure you're an art teacher? Let's go to the north. We shall visit the school in Marisol. Is it Marisol or Corinth? Same difference. Corinth Secondary School, inviting Mr. Ambrose to do for us a special song.
The family of Mr. Leonard Robinson, dignitaries, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, students. Good day. At this point, the Leonard I know would find a crafty way to make you stand, touch your toes, bese baule, something, because this is supposed to be a celebration after all. I don't imagine to have his prowess. In fact, it is one of the things I admired about him. He was introduced to me as Alistair's brother, and Alistair was one of the gods on the volleyball court at A-level, and if you managed to pick up his spike, you made it. So a few times, that was what I endeavored to do. When I met Leonard years later, his prowess in language and education gave me something else to achieve. So my kudos, my acclaim to his family, to his mom, because for me, who was lacking in positive male role models, I found in Alistair and Leonard. Leonard, Rochelle Victor, and I received scholarships to go to Quebec at one point. And it was his sheer generosity, his kindness that moved me. For some anomaly, as those tend to occur, I did not end up going to Quebec. And over the years, watching him soar has helped me deal with that disappointment. Watching his excellence, watching his ability to communicate, to reach people, that kindness. And so it is this spirit of giving that I hope endures forever. Mi hermano, recordare el amor que tú me dabas, recordare como tú me cambiabas. Ne me quitte pas. Il faut oublier, tout peut s'oublier, qui s'enfuit déjà. Oublier le temps des malentendus et le temps perdu, à savoir comment oublier ces heures qui tuaient parfois à coup de pourquoi le cœur de bonheur. Ne me quitte pas, ne nous quitte pas, ne nous quitte pas, ne nous quitte pas. Moi, je t'offrirai des perles de pluie venues de pays où il ne pleut pas. Je creuserai la terre jusqu'après ma mort pour couvrir ton corps d'or et de lumière. Je ferai une domaine où l'amour serait roi, ta volonté serait loi, ta sagesse sera reine. Ne nous quitte pas, ne nous quitte pas. Ne nous quitte pas, ne nous quitte pas. Ne nous quitte pas, je t'éventerai des mots insensés que tu comprendras. Je te parlerai de ces amants-là qui ont vu 2 fois le cœur s'embrasser. Je te raconterai l'histoire de ce roi mort de n'avoir pas pu te rencontrer. Ne nous quitte pas, ne nous quitte pas, ne nous quitte pas, ne nous quitte pas. On a vu souvent rejaillir le feu d'un ancien volcan qu'on croyait trop vieux. Il est, paraît-il, des terres brûlées donnent plus de blé qu'en meilleur avril. Et quand vient le soir, pour qu'en ciel flamboie, le rouge et le noir ne s'épousent-ils pas? Ne nous quitte pas, ne nous quitte pas, Ne nous quitte pas, ne nous quitte pas. Ne nous quitte pas, on ne veut plus pleurer, on ne veut plus parler. On se cacherait là à t'écouter, chanter, rigoler, à te regarder, danser, exprimer. Laisse-nous devenir l'ombre de ton ombre, l'ombre de ta main, l'ombre de ton chien. Mais ne nous quitte pas, ne nous quitte pas, ne nous quitte pas, ne nous quitte pas. Merci.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur Ambrose. At this point, just to mention that Leonard's impact was felt not only on students, teachers, officials, co-workers, but also on principals. And so this evening I have the president of the National Principals Association who would like to give, in his own shape and form, a tribute.
Thank you very much, Sam. Good evening, everyone. I'm actually here in my capacity as the president of the MPA, but even before I go there, I want to wear another hat as a former colleague of Leonard, because we taught at St. Mary's together for a few years. And that was the first time I understood something about timetabling subjects, because as Ted said a few minutes ago, Leonard was multilingual. And at the time, Mr. Sion made an error that was very new to him, in that he timetabled Leonard to teach the same class, English, French, and Spanish. And we realized at the end of the term that the boys were very confused, because the same person is teaching them 3 different languages, and it really did not resonate well with them. So that's one lesson that we learned from having somebody so unique as Leonard as a teacher at the school. As the NPA president, I think it would have been remiss of me not to say something on behalf of Leonard, because Leonard interacted with principals across primary and secondary schools. He was instrumental in introducing the modern languages to the primary schools. He was also instrumental in introducing our own Creole in the primary schools. That is still ongoing. And also, he was very instrumental in introducing Mandarin to the secondary schools, namely SJC and SMC, but even later, Viewfort Comprehensive Secondary School. And of course, with the Mandarin, it really assists the students who are gaining scholarships to go to Taiwan. It's really assisting them and preparing them for that. Leonard was definitely a larger-than-life person. Leonard would come to the school, and all of a sudden, my Form 1s don't have a French teacher, the Form 2s don't have a Spanish teacher. Now, where are my modern language teachers at? And there they are in the staff room having this impromptu meeting with Leonard, just discussing different aspects. But that's something I always appreciated, always excused, because Leonard always meant well. He was very industrious, very passionate about what he did. So on behalf of the National Principals Association, I would like to pay tribute to Leonard, thank him for his service, and as I heard a speaker say earlier on, his spirit will never die when it comes to education across primary and secondary schools. Have a good evening, everyone. I thank you.
We now go to the then Vidbutai Secondary School, now Patricia D. James Secondary. And we call on one representative from that school to do for us a special tribute in song. Just before the song begins, I just want to say that this is personal. I was one of Leonard's favorites. I want to boast that right now. He helped me develop my passion and love for languages, to go as far as Martinique and go and look to topping the university there. And I stand here with a dose of guilt, because when I went to Cambridge, when I came back to St. Lucia, I did not tell him. And when we crossed paths in the streets, we really crossed paths. Yeah, he gave me the look, and next thing I know, he was in Taiwan and he's no more. What I can remember is him always telling me, "Fiston, il faut s'accrocher. You have to hang in there." So I spoke the Spanish tonight, I spoke the French, I spoke the English. My Creole is very bad, so I will sing in Creole. This song is called Chibi.
Toute la terre a joué une couleur. Ou pas ni poupée, les soleils jouent l'ouest. En chez nous, même manière. Des laits éclatés, des laits mauvais. Nous n'y pour balancer. J'aimais la pièce pas jamais aisée. Où était allé ou pas ça décider. Où était le merci mon Dieu. La soleil ça descend, nous n'y pour apprendre, là où caille comprendre, même si ou parti, même si la vie finit, ou pas ça perd l'esprit. Lever, ou ni pour tomber, pas jamais oublier. J'aimais la pèse pas jamais aisé. Allez, ouété, ou pas ça décider. Ouété, pléoué. Dis merci mon Dieu, la allez, Chile.
beautiful rendition by PDJSS. The next item on our program is individual tributes by well-wishers. And so far I have one person from the Cicero Secondary School. She's coming up. After which we'll hear a Spanish poem by the Castres Comprehensive Secondary School.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Today we gather to honor the memory of Leonard, a dedicated teacher, a passionate advocate for modern languages, and a cherished colleague and friend. My journey with Leonard began in my early childhood, excuse me, I'm a little nervous, at the Sanssouci Government School, also known as Carmen Rennie Memorial. Little did we know that our paths would cross again many years later in the world of education. As I transitioned into becoming a modern language teacher, our paths began to intersect more frequently at workshops and other activities designed for foreign language educators. During these occasions, we shared not only professional insights, but also deep personal connections. It was clear from the start that Leonard had a unique gift for making those around him feel comfortable and valued, whether through his teachings or his genuine curiosity about others. And you have heard what most of the other people have said. Leonard was a very open and friendly person. Our fond memories together are not just limited to work-related matters, but also extend to the educational trips and the trips we took, and more recently, to our collaboration on the primary modern language curriculum. We were a team working together with the shared goal of enhancing the language learning experience for students, ensuring that the future generation would embrace the beauty of languages and cultures. One of the things that I will always remember about Leonard is how we bonded over our mutual love and respect for languages and cultures. It wasn't just about the grammar and the vocabulary. It was about the stories, the connections, and of course, the food. Anybody who knows Leonard would know that he was very passionate about food, just like me. Yes, food. Because whether we were discussing teaching techniques or laughing at a random joke or a memory, there was always room for a delicious meal to bring us all together. In fact, if I were to go back on my messages, the last message that I got from Leonard while he was in Taiwan was about 3 pictures showing me the different kinds of foods that he was enjoying. One of them actually looked like a pemi, and I was asking if it was sweet or savory. He told me he would get back to me with the name of the meal itself, and I'm still waiting. Leonard had the rare ability to make even the most challenging days lighter with his wit and humor. Everybody knows that. His laughter, his warmth, and his unwavering commitment to the teaching profession are things that I will always cherish. So today, or rather this evening, on behalf of the staff of the Cicero Secondary School and also the National Primary Modern Language Curriculum team, I would like to present this tribute in honor of our friend Leonard. I start a tribute to a teacher, a mentor, a soul who taught us all. You walked through this life with books in hand, not just textbooks, but the language of the world. Each page a new path, each word a step, teaching us that knowledge isn't a task, but a dance, and we know he likes to dance. Your dedication, your patience, your kindness taught us to find our voices, never to be confined. Under your guidance, we understood our purpose, to sow seeds of love for languages, curiosity, and interest. You traveled to places both near and far, a seeker, a wanderer, following the stars. From the markets of Montreal to the hills of Japan, you understood the cultures, the rhythm, the plan. In Spanish, you shared, La vida es para vivir, reminding us that life is meant to be lived, to breathe, and to give. Each lesson you gave was more than just facts. It was a journey of hearts, bridging cultures and acts. And in Creole, nous sayons famille. You built a community, a family. For us teachers, your spirit connected us like the roots of a tree. One heart, one mind, strong and free. La vie est belle. Life is beautiful. You lived your life filled with joy, with a jubilant cheer, spreading love for life year after year. Though you've left us now, your legacy stays. Your knowledge was endless, a beacon so bright, guiding us through the darkness, showing us the light. Always ready to lend a hand, a word of wisdom. You taught us that learning was a lifelong rhythm. A teacher, a mentor, a friend. Through the years, we carry your love through laughter, through tears. Rest now, Leonard. Your work here is done. But your spirit lives on, always shining, always one. In every language, every culture, our hearts you've touched, we thank you for your love, your life so much. Gracias, Leo. Adieu, mon ami. Merci un pile, Monsieur Robinson. Thank you, Leonard. Go in peace. You will surely be missed. Thank you.
Muchas gracias por esas palabras llenas de reflexión. Merci beaucoup pour ces paroles aimables. Thank you very much for those kind words. We now hear from the former head of Camdu, Dr. Anthony Felician.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. That cold, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Nice. Miss Joan, Alistair, Stacy, family. I was introduced to Leonard at the age of 5. Then we were at the St. Lucia A-level college, and his dad taught us management of business. And remember seeing this little boy running full of energy and wondering, who is this child? Mr. Robinson's child. And we look at Mr. Robinson as a child that age. That was our introduction to Robbie. The energy, the passion. I saw this again at St. Mary's College when he taught there, and I taught at St. Joseph's Convent. And we organized the tour to Margarita. And our job was to make sure the college boys and the convent girls socialized during the day, but went to bed early at night. And it was a task. Later in 2012, when I became the head of Camdu, there's a position available for curriculum specialist for modern languages. Leonard applied and he got the job. And when I hear all of the tributes of the passion, the commitment to modern languages, I can say we made a good decision. I remember telling my brother who is good friends with Alistair. Shane, oh my God, Alistair's brother has energy. Shane's response, he's a whole theater. Alistair was. And I think this is what we remember. And this is what I think, and I target this at the curriculum specialists, the passion for education. That is what he was about. Developing modern language education. Every school on island knew about Leonard Robinson. Every teacher. He was concerned about methodology. I remember at Teacher Ed, he did our teaching practice and realized that the student teachers were not as solid in the oral, and he volunteered to assist them. Always thinking, always planning. And so curriculum specialist, that is your mandate. Now, although I'm not the chief, but you know I like to give directives. Yes, let us continue that passion for education that all of us observed in him. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Felicia. And now we hear from the Castries Comprehensive Secondary School, a student who will do for us a special poem.
Buenas tardes, damas y caballero. Voy a decir un poema dedicado a Señor Robinson. Este hombre tuvo inteligencia y amor para todo el mundo. El poema describe-lo perfectamente. Holding hands firmly. Qué lindo que es caminar bien tomados de la mano. Por el barrio, por la plaza, que sé yo, por todos lados. Qué lindo es mirar los árboles bien tomados de la mano. Desde el blanco de la plaza, en el que estamos sentados. Qué lindo es mirar el cielo bien tomados de la mano. En nuestros ojos, volando dos pájaros reflejados. Qué lindo que es caminar bien tomados de la mano. Qué lindo andar por la vida de la mano bien tomados. Muchas gracias.
Muchísimas gracias, estudiante. And now we're coming to the end of our memorial, our celebration of life for Leonard Robinson. And I invite Miss Michelle John, who will do for us a final song.
Good evening, everyone. There's a little something that we say in church. God is good. And all the time. I just want to share this blessing, especially with the family, that God has promised us that His goodness and His mercy is going to follow us all the days of our lives. So even in this dark time, even in this turbulent time, just trust in His promise and know that He is there for you.
For your mercy never failed me. And all my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up till I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire in my darkest nights. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father, I've known you as a friend, and I have lived in the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful, and all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running, it keeps running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running, keeps running after me. And I need you to trust and believe. All your life he will be faithful, and for all your life he will be so, so good. So with every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I'm gonna sing. All my life you have been faithful. Oh, thank you, Jesus. All my life you have been so, so good. Every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I will sing of the goodness of God. Somebody give him praise.
And with that rendition, I would really love to close the night. But it would be remiss of me not to give the opportunity to the family to say a few words. And so at this juncture, I invite the family members, I have their nieces and or nephews, to say a few words or to do tributes as they please.
All right, hello, good night, everybody. How we doing? All right, celebration of life for my uncle Lenny, who has been a staple with a lot of things that he has done throughout his life. For me, my tribute, I'm just gonna go down memory lane and all the memories I had of Lenny, I'm gonna share with you guys. We all nephews, nieces of Lenny. So for me, I actually went to SMC in Form 2. I had the privilege of Lenny actually teaching me French. Unbelievable. I remember when I first found out, I was in shock, like, oh wow, Lenny, I'm always with Lenny in the house all the time, always playing around with Lenny. I wonder what this would look like. Now he's gonna be my teacher. I know this was a long time ago. A lot of stuff I cannot remember from what he did when we were in the class, but I had the privilege of also talking to some of my former classmates who also spoke highly about Lenny when he was at SMC and when he was also our teacher in Form 2 teaching us French. Besides being at SMC, Lenny being my teacher, I also remember countless number of times where we actually took a lot of drives going to the VG airport. And I know if some of you know, Lenny loves his planes, right? I was so fascinated and so amazed to understand Lenny to the point where we would go to the airport and then we look in the sky, we will see the light, and then all of a sudden, he will name the plane it is. No way, I want to see this when the plane lands. So we'll go all the way to the back of VG, the plane will land, and I'll look at Lenny like, how did you know this, right? So a lot of stuff for Lenny, for him was just like all about just having fun and just going with the flow for a lot of things. Going back to being at the VG airport, I remember countless number of times where planes were going to take off, and Lenny was like, I bet you I could beat the plane. You ready? Right? So as soon as the plane goes, we going, and then Lenny's in the car like, woo! Right? So this was definitely like good moments, being around Lenny and going into the airport, especially experiencing stuff that he loves. I also do remember an embarrassing moment for me. We actually went to the airport, and then we had the little blue van, Granny's little blue van. Some of you probably know what that blue van looks like. And we went to the airport, going back home, the car cut off. Like we do in St. Lucia, if the car cuts off, what we do? We push, right? So we started pushing. We couldn't get the car to start. He couldn't like jump start the car. So we had to walk from the VG airport all the way to Granny. And unfortunately, I had no shoes on. Lenny found some shoes. Lenny was like, oh, here's some shoes, wear it. I said, okay. What were the shoes? Some high heels. So I'm walking in town with high heels. Hey, with Lenny, it doesn't matter, right? With Lenny, embarrassing moments are not embarrassing moments with Lenny, right? So love that about Lenny. Even for some of us, Aaron Rashid, same thing. Lenny is a very hard sleeper. So trying to wake Lenny up is like a task, right? Granny will be like, hey guys, go wake Lenny up. Lenny has to go do this. We'll go wake Lenny up. Lenny's not budging. We'll go try to sit on Lenny. Then he's not moving. We'll go scream in Lenny's ears. He's not moving. Hey Granny, we can't wake him up. Hey Lenny. You shake Lenny. It's like Lenny is not moving at all. He doesn't wake up, right? I do remember for the two of us, Aaron and Rashid, we played a little prank on Lenny. Let's see. He's not going to wake up. Boom. Let's mess with him a little bit to see if he's going to wake up. I'm not going to say exactly what the prank is, but he actually did not wake up. Right? So, Lenny, other than that, for me as well, I got married in Jamaica, and I had one of my friends with me in Jamaica. He cannot swim. He doesn't know how to swim. He does not like the water. He doesn't want to put his toes in the water. He had a conversation with Lenny. I don't know what that conversation was about, and then all of a sudden, my man is in the water swimming, right? I guess he conquered his fears just by what Lenny told him. When I spoke to him, actually, right before coming here, and I told him, hey, my uncle passed away, he was like, wait, the nice one, the one that's mad cool, the one that had me go in the water? I said, yes, that's the one. And one thing that really resonated with me was, he was like, I never met him. That was the first time I met him. We didn't have a long relationship, but I can already tell he's a good dude. And sometimes in life, when people already have fulfilled a lot of stuff and their purpose in life, God obviously takes them away, but not just to take them away, right? His imprint was definitely felt just hearing a lot of you guys from the different schools and the different organizations. This is what Lenny is about, leaving his mark and leaving his imprint no matter what. So my Uncle Lenny, adore you, love you. Although he's not here anymore, for us, for me, he's always going to be here no matter what.
Good night to all. So my tribute will be a bit different. You know, I'll be talking about how Leonard impacted the family, me in particular, just by living in his purpose. I'm a bit nervous, so just bear with me, right? Tribute to you, Lenny. As we gather today to share our most cherished moments of you, the love and laughter you brought into our lives, I want to start by saying, Lenny, we love and miss you dearly. You were truly a gem, and though you are no longer here with us in flesh, I find peace in knowing that you are and will forever be with us in spirit and energy, for I know these two do not die, but they only transform. You were the pillar of our family, the life of every gathering, and most importantly, Granny's backbone. When you were around, the vibes always followed. You had a remarkable way of remaining calm in the midst of chaos, always pleasant and positive despite any wrongs done to you. It's a trait I admire and strive to emulate. And I'll give you an example in regards to that. Leonard had a vehicle, right? A vehicle that he gave to a mechanic to fix up back, even before my cousin got married in 2020. It's 2024 now. Apparently, he was in a back and forth with that mechanic to get his vehicle fixed and to actually have it in his possession. Years upon years, the guy just kept giving Leonard excuses. I was ranting. My grandmother wanted to go and just rant and, take the vehicle from the guy. But Leonard remained calm. Imagine Leonard left the vehicle for this guy, and Leonard went and purchased a new vehicle. That actually made me realize that Leonard made his peace of mind a priority over anything else. And that's what I admired the most. So moving on, you always supported me, Lenny, offering positive feedback whenever I shared my ideas and plans for self-improvement. Your encouragement meant more than words could ever say. You loved each and every one of us, flaws and all, and you constantly showed up for Granny, ensuring she was always well taken care of. You were, without a doubt, the most patient of us all. And for that, you are deeply appreciated. While I continue on my path of purpose, your passing has brought me even more insight. It has reminded me of the importance of kindness, operating with love, and with living with purpose. Most of all, it reminded me that the greatest human act is to inspire. And you did that effortlessly, living life with humility, love, and purpose. Continue soaring in the spiritual realm, Uncle, for your legacy and greatness will continue to live on in our hearts forever. Rest in peace.
Those were some words from family members, mainly nieces and nephews. I think we have some of the family members coming up.
We would like to express our deepest gratitude to everyone present here and virtually today for this beautiful and moving celebration of his life. We would like to express our heartfelt appreciation to His Excellency Dr. Robert Lewis, Ambassador of St. Lucia to Taiwan, for his unwavering support to our family during this difficult time. His Excellency worked tirelessly on behalf of the government and people of St. Lucia to ensure the safe repatriation of Leonard's body. His dedication and consistent communication with us throughout the process have been a great comfort. We are sincerely grateful for your care and support, Ambassador. We are also profoundly grateful to Mrs. Adriana Shu, Executive Assistant to the Ambassador of St. Lucia, for her exceptional care and support in overseeing Leonard's well-being while he was in Taiwan and for facilitating his repatriation to St. Lucia. Your kindness, professionalism, and compassion have been a great comfort to our family, and we deeply appreciate all that you have done. A special thank you to Mrs. Ava Marius Viterville, who's actually on stage with us, Leonard's cherished friend, whose presence brought comfort and strength as Leonard took his final breath. She was actually with Lenny during his last moment, so she's part of our family now. Your unwavering love and devotion were a great source of strength, not only to Leonard, but to all of us. We are forever grateful for your friendship. We also wish to express our sincere gratitude to Ms. George of Camdu, who worked tirelessly with our family to bring this celebration together. Your behind-the-scenes efforts were instrumental in making this day possible, and we are deeply grateful for your dedication. To Mrs. Marcia Symphoria of the St. Lucia National Commission for UNESCO and the National Francophonie Committee, as well as the Chief Education Officer, Ms. Beverly Didoni, thank you for your collaborative efforts in ensuring Leonard's safe repatriation. Your coordination during this process was invaluable, and we appreciate your role in today's event. A heartfelt thank you also goes to those who contributed to the food and drinks, as well as to everyone who called, sent cards, and offered words of comfort. Your kindness and thoughtfulness have been a great source of strength to us, and we are deeply moved by your support. To all of Leonard's friends, family, and well-wishers, your love and care have been invaluable. We are forever grateful for your kindness during this time. And finally, we would like to offer our deepest gratitude to Sister Rufina and all those who work alongside her in coordinating and securing this venue. Without her dedication and tireless efforts, this activity would not have been possible. We also deeply appreciate Al, Leonard's cherished friend from Dominica, for his significant contributions to the coordination of this event. Your support has made today's gathering a beautiful tribute to Leonard's Lenny memory. We are also sincerely grateful to Dahlia Fassoir for the stunning decor, which so beautifully highlights Lenny's life and legacy. Your creative touch has brought this space to life in a way that perfectly reflects the essence of who Lenny was. In remembering Leonard, Lenny as we call him, we are reminded of the words from 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7, which beautifully captures his spirit. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. These words truly embody Lenny's generosity, his love, and his unwavering dedication to those around him. We are forever grateful for his example and for the impact he has made in our lives. Before I do my final closing, we would like to say one more thing.
Special thank you to my aunt over here. I need the mic, it's fine. Can you hear me? The mic? Okay, I'll use the mic. It's brief. A special thank you to my aunt, Stacy Paula George, for coordinating amongst everyone. It takes a village to organize an event like this, and she was the person on the ground making it all happen. So we thank you for all your work to do so, despite your grief and everything else. We appreciate it.
Much deserving. As we close, we would like to honor Leonard's final words before his passing, spoken in gratitude to all who have been part of his journey. His last words were, "Thank you." And to honor his languages, we would like to say it in the 4 languages. And I will begin in English. Thank you. And also in Creole, merci.
Merci. Gracias.
Thank you everyone for coming, and we really do appreciate your support and everything you have done for us. Thank you.
Be. Words can't express what you mean to me. Even though you're gone, we still a team. Through your family, I'll fulfill your dreams. In the future, can't wait to see if you open up the gates for me. Reminisce sometime. The night they took my friend. Try to black it out, but it plays again. When it's real, feeling's hard to conceal. Can't imagine all the pain I feel. Give anything to hear half your breath. I know you're still living your life after death.
Every move I make.
Watching us while we pray for you. Every day we pray for you. Till the day we meet again. In my heart is where I keep you, friend. Memories give me the strength I need to proceed. Strength I need to believe. My thoughts big, I just can't define. Wish I could turn back the hands of time. Us in the 6, shop for new clothes and kicks. You and me taking flicks.
Damas y caballeros, sigamos llevando los recuerdos de Leonard en nuestros corazones y permitamos que su legado nos inspire en los días venideros. Mesdames et messieurs, continuons à porter les souvenirs de Leonard dans nos cœurs et laissons son héritage nous inspirer dans les jours à venir. Ladies and gentlemen, let us continue to carry the memories of Leonard in our hearts and let the legacy inspire us in the days ahead. The drummers will end our night with a final announcement. After their piece, the dignitaries will be served first in the back, and then the rest of you will follow. So the family, dignitaries, and the rest of you will follow. I'm Sam Ludovic, wishing you a beautiful night.